Welcome you all. Now we can discuss about the topic of dynamic host configuration protocol. Simply we say DHCP. DHCP means dynamic host configuration protocol. Okay, it is a nothing but it's a simply installation and maintenance for we can use for the purpose of installing and maintenance of network computers. We use DHCP. DHCP is derived from the earlier protocol called BOOTP. Okay, the standard mechanism to dynamically assign IP address within the network. So for the purpose of assigning the IP address within the network devices. So for that purpose we have used the dynamic host configuration protocols. So IP, Internet protocols, is addressing is a logical means of assigning address to device on a network. Each device connected to network requires a unique IP address. Okay, so for example, at home, DHCP assigns IP address to your smartphones, laptops, tablets, and devices like doorbell cameras. When you use Wi-Fi on your home network, typically your router is a DHCP server. In a large enterprise settings, DHCP server is usually a dedicated computer. So a separate computer is maintained for this DHCP process. Okay, so DHCP is a network management protocol. So simply said to be a network management protocol. So DHCP is assigns IP address to which what are all the devices connected to it. Okay, the client device. So DHCP is also said to be a client server device. So what are the devices connected to that DHCP is said to be a client device. The client device such as a laptop join a network. So you need to join in a network is requires an IP address. So that request is made to the DHCP server. Okay, then what are the drawbacks of manual configuration? So while using the dynamic host configuration protocol, it automatically assigns IP address to the devices which are connected to it. Okay, before that we use the manual configuration, right? So what are the drawbacks of that? A lot of work to configure all the hosts in a large network. If you use a large network means we need to do a lot of work to configure that. Okay, for that is what pain difficulties in the manual configuration. So another one is a configuration process in error prone. Okay, so many errors happens during the IP addresses. So it is necessary to ensure that every host get the correct network number and that two hosts receives the same IP address. Okay, so for these reasons automated configurations methods are required. So we use dynamic host configuration protocol. The main goal of DHCP is to minimize the amount of manual configuration required for the host. The important thing to remember about DHCP is that it's a protocol for the internal work only, not for the external works. It is for mainly the internal networks, and it's not used to assign public IP address, but it is a private one. It's not a public one. It is used for only the private purposes. Okay, then these are all the overall structures of DHCP server. So the DHCP server is assigns IP address to what are all the devices connected to it. Here there is three devices. It assigns a three IP address to each and every devices. Okay, then these are all some overall structure of the DHCP. So we have a Google IP address have a 64.233.160.0. Okay, it having a router, and this route while using the by using these routers there are D devices connected to it. One is a phone, laptop, and one is a game device. So for each and every device having an IP address. So who assign this IP address? Nothing but DHCP, that is a router. Okay, then so I explain with a simple examples. So listen carefully. First, I have one router in my home. Okay, so in my home I have a router. It's said to be a like or modem. We said modem in simply, okay. So that is said to be a DHCP server. So I have one in that in my room. So I need to connect first device, like it may be a laptop, or it may be a phone, or it may be anything, okay. So I need to what are all the devices need to access the internet is used for uh, the DHCP request, okay. Then I use sorry, first uh, I need to assign IP address for my first device, okay. So what it do means, the first device which connect is send a DHCP request to the router, okay. That first it sends a request to the router, then the router mm, assign IP address to that device. First is set the request, then the router assigns IP address to the device. So along with that IP address, it having the extra informations like subnet mask, routers, DNS servers. So these are all the extra informations give it to that devices, okay. So first device is connected, so successfully I have internet connections in my first device, okay. Then I need to connect another devices to that router. So what it do, the second device send request to the first device also, and also the DHCP server. So then only it alerts the different IP address to first user and the second user, first device and the second device, right. So second device sends request to the first device and then to DHCP server, okay. Then the DHCP checks whether if for example it assigns an IP address to second devices, means it ensures that that IP address not have already alerted in other devices. So it checks first, okay. It checks, and for that, so it sends a reply to both the first device and then the next device. So after confirming not having the IP address and not alerted the IP address before, means it assigns a new IP address to the second device. So for second device IP address is 92.168.29.3, okay. Then okay, I connect the two devices to the DHCP server, okay. Then I need to connect with router with extra one devices, that is a third device, okay. What it do, the first device is, while we are connecting with the first device, what it does, the first device send request to only the router, because no other devices are there in while connecting the first device. So I commit with the second device, it sends request to both the first device and the router. Then while coming with the third device, so third device need to connect with the DHCP, means it sends request to first device, second device and also the router, okay. Router and first device and second device. So for three devices it sends request, okay. Then router checks the IP address, so it ensures that okay, new IP address is not there, so it sends the new IP address to third devices. So now the third devices also get connected with the router, okay. So now we have three devices with a separate IP address which is given by the router, okay. Overall process is overall process is done in automated way, okay. So automatically assigns IP address to each and every devices which can connected with it, okay. So these are all the overall process happens in the dynamic host configuration protocol. So I need to check what DHCP I have in a laptop, means we use these commands in our command prompt. So we can see what the IP address assigns it to our data. in our devices. Then, so after that we discussed about the what are all the processes happens. It can discover, and then offer, and then request, acknowledgement. These four process mainly happens in the DHCP server. So these are the process happens in the DHCP discover, DHCP offer, DHCP request, and DHCP acknowledgement. Okay, so thank you. That's all about the dynamic host configuration protocol. So another topic we can discuss in the next section. Thank you.